contradiction is clearly. Like, if you cannot see the contradiction in anything, it means you don't understand those things too well. For example, let's give some example. Some people will say God exists. Some will say God does not exist. Then we're stuck with a conundrum. You understand? Some say God exists. Some say God does not exist. And if you ask the people who say God exists, they have a large amount of reasons why God exists. And if you ask people that say God doesn't exist, they have a large amount of reasons why God doesn't exist. Now, what's the answer to that question? When everybody has things to prove that God exists or it doesn't exist. Another example might be some people will say, okay, women like money. Then that same person is going to come and say, oh, I have a wife or a partner that doesn't ask me for money. That's contradiction. Or we can say, okay, the US is failing as a society. Then we're the ones that will come back and say, oh, the US made democracy work. That's also a contradiction. So the point is that most people do not see contradictions, and that particular state of mind is considered chaotic. Yeah, it might be chaotic, but we can study that chaos. So contradiction might happen within oneself. You say something, then you say something opposite of that thing. Like you are contradicting yourself. That one happens. But it can also happen within a scope of knowledge. Like, for example, in religion, people will say God is a merciful God. God is a merciful God. Then in another chapter of the Bible, it is said that, okay, some sinners will be cast into the lake of fire. That's a contradiction. Again, and this time is a contradiction in a certain field of study. Okay. And if you look at it, should God punish or should God have mercy? Actually, that both are actually necessary, because there's some cases that you need mercy, and there's some cases that you actually need to punish people. You can see each side or each point contradicts, but yet there's a good reason in each of the points. So, the world is filled with contradiction, of course, and we've been able to state a lot of those contradiction, right? And the reason why the person that says the contradiction is the person that is has a clearer view is because, let's say, for example, so are you going to believe somebody who have participated in different religion, or you believe somebody more that has spent most of their life in one religion? Who are you going to likely believe first? Of course, most people believe the people that have explored multiple religions, because those people have a vast their view of religions is going to be wider, because they've been into different religions. And that's another example. Even though this religion contradicts like what one religion believes, the other one does not. But anybody that has crossed over in religions are likely to have a clearer view about religion totally. We can agree on that. So the person that says the contradiction has the more clarity, and that's what this video is all about. And even though we must take side after seeing the contradiction in anything, at that point we aren't taking side for nothing. We're not just taking side because we're blind. We're taking side because we've actually done our research and we know both parties and what they stand for. So we're not just taking sides for nothing. So that's very important. And when we start to see contradictions, we discover that it's not really about right or wrong. It's about if we can help or we can't help. Because argument is a permanent, you know, argument is there. People will always argue and they will never stop arguing. So, do we want to run in cycles in our head trying to be logical all the time, or do we want to like get things done, help each other? You know, that's the point. And in that point, when we even want to take side, we discover that two things happen. Is either we're taking side because we've now realized, okay, I'm better off on this side, even though I understand that side. You understand? We can now take sides properly. You understand? And most likely, people will take the powerful side over the weak side, and this calls to this calls for two ways to determine who you are. You're either the person you are the person you serve, or you are the thing you can die for. You understand? Because after you've now seen that there's no really right and wrong here, and you want to take side after that, you're likely going to take side, the most powerful side, because you want to preserve your life. If you're not doing that, you're taking side because you can risk your life. So is it you are what you can risk your life for? That's who you are actually. I'm not saying we should just go around and do everything. We should just go around and participate in every religion. But even though you are in one religion, you should be able to like see other perspective of from other people, so that you can have a a, a broader view and see the opposing, arguments in all these um, um, debates, and make decisions from that. As a born Christian, I can tell you what makes most religion similar and what makes them different. Prayers, meditation, and those two things actually basically make all religions similar. Most religions meditate, most religions pray. And what makes them dissimilar is their mode of prayer and their mode of meditation. But prayers and meditation are always within any religion, most of them. So, but the point of all this illustration is that at a point in time, logic fails us. Logic fails, and we just have to participate. We're just participating. We're not participating because we are right or we're wrong. And if you look at it, we have not been able to justify why a lot of things happen, like wars or all these kind of things, because logic cannot solve those problems.